Hi, first graders! This is our grammar unit for today. We are going to be talking about pronouns again, but today we're going to be talking about the pronouns I and me. You're going to need your Journeys book open to page 74, your writing journal open to the next open page, blank page, and your lesson 22 packet open to page 97. Remember, a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. The pronouns I and me use I in the subject of a sentence and me in the predicate. Name yourself last when you talk about yourself and others. Now, remember, the subject of a sentence is the beginning, what we're talking about. The predicate is the second part of the sentence, the action. So, for example, Sarah and I like baby animals. Can you read that sentence back to me? We use Sarah and I because this is in the subject of the sentence. This is not correct. I and Sarah like baby animals. Me and Sarah like baby animals. You never want to say yourself first when you're talking about yourself and others. My dad used to always say, "Who's me and?" You always say Sarah and I, or Miss Herrick and I. When you're talking about yourself in the predicate of a sentence, then you're going to use the pronoun me. The puppy licks Jill and me. Can you read that sentence back to me? You would not say, the puppy licks me and Jill. Again, you never want to say me and. The puppy licks Jill and I. When you're talking about yourself and someone else in the predicate or the end of the sentence, you do not want to use the word I. You use the word me. So now let's practice. It's going to give you a choice of two choices to complete either the subject of the sentence or the predicate. We're going to go through this all together, and then I'm going to have you write the correct sentences in your writing journal. Number 1, blank saw a piglet. Dad and I saw a piglet, or I and Dad saw a piglet. Now, if you forget, you can come back over here to the examples. When you're talking about yourself, you name yourself last. You use the word I when in the subject. So, which option is correct? Dad and I saw a piglet, or I and Dad? You're right. Dad and I saw a piglet. Now what we're going to do is you're going to get your writing journal and write that sentence correctly. Capital D for Dad. Dad and I saw a piglet. Now notice I have my capital letter, spacing in between all my words, and the proper punctuation mark. Number 2, the chicks looked at Jake and me, or me and Jake. Now remember, you never want to say me and. Which choice is correct? The chicks looked at Jake and me, or the chicks looked at me and Jake? You're right. The chicks looked at Jake and me. Capital T to start our sentence. The chicks looked at Jake, capital J because it's a proper noun, and me. Nice job. Now I'm going to have you do 3 and 4 by yourself. You can pause the video, complete that, and then press play and move on to your packet. Now I'm going to walk you through a couple of pages in our packet. Naming yourself last. Circle the correct words to finish each sentence. Blank, see the goat. Jean and me see the goat, or Jean and I. Now remember, you want to use I at the beginning of a sentence and me at the end, or the predicate. I goes at the beginning of a sentence, me goes in the second part, or the end. So the choice that you're going to make is Jean and I see the goat. Now it wants you to do 2 and 3, just like we did the first one together. Write the words from the word box to finish the sentence. And I. And I. And I hold the baby snakes. Okay, that's how you're going to do that page. And then you're going to find the next Wednesday page, which is page 103. Write the sentences correctly. Now, this means that they are not written correctly. So, the first thing you need to do is read the sentence. Jay and me visit a farm. Remember, me should not be in the subject of a sentence. It would be in the second part. So, the correct way to write this would be Jay and I visit a farm. Now you're going to write that on the line. Jay and I visit a farm. Now, these sentences should all fit on the line if you do your best handwriting, appropriate spacing, and all your letters should be on the bottom line, not floating, and your lowercase letters should be below the belt line like this. Let's do one more together. Me and Bree fed the ducks. Ah! I see me in. How should we write this? Bree and, nice, Bree and I. Bree and I feed the ducks. Now remember, if you do run out of room, you can just go down here below. You never want to see me in. Okay? You would do 3, 4, and 5 just the same. So just a review of what we talked about. When you are talking about yourself, in the beginning of a sentence, use I. Sarah and I like baby animals. If you are talking about yourself and someone else, at the end of a sentence or in the predicate, you use the word me. You always name yourself last. Great job, boys and girls!